it going, everyone? It's Liam Carlson here with another episode of Doctor Who. As we get into episode number 3, an episode that I'm very much looking forward to, especially with the return of the King. We have the return of Steven Moffat, and those who, of course, followed Moffat, especially during the first era for RTD, they know that he just produces absolute bangers. I don't think it's going to be the case for this episode. It's going to be an absolute boomer. Because it's boom, it's episode 3. It was a terrible joke. No, it's going to be very, very interesting to see what is going to be happening in this episode. I know there's been a lot of teasers in regards to this episode, especially with Moffat saying it's probably one of the darkest episodes he's done for the Doctor, which is, you know, quite the statement considering he did torture the Doctor over billions of years, right? So, yeah, it will be very interesting to see what will be happening in this episode to have that statement ring true. But no, I'm just really looking forward to this episode and seeing the return of Steven Moffat, because I really loved his era when he was the showrunner from Series 5 to Series 10. And again, like I said, when it comes to one-off episodes, I guess during Russell's era, he never failed to deliver, in my opinion. So, yeah, I'm really looking forward to seeing how this episode goes by. So, with that said, let's get into this episode of Doctor Who. It's episode number 3 of this season. Let's go. Is that...
I'm only doing this because I want you to stop annoying me.
Thank you.
Is that Verada? Wait a second.
What?
Tattoo?
Sorry. It's on Posh Graham. I finished it yesterday. You'll love it.
You should read.
Are you okay? It's fine. It's fine. I'm okay.
Oh, but he's going to stand on a mine, isn't
Stay where
he?
you are. I'll just.
Oh! Oh!
Sharp scratch.
Did you hear that?
Give me a sec.
Someone's in trouble. Stay there!
Oh no! Oh no, is he gonna... Oh no. There we go. I mean, you just can't resist a cry for help, right? I mean, that's kind of dark about what happened, to that guy... Well, to both of them, really.
War?
Oh, I was kind of hoping for a beach.
Yeah. What do you think this is?
It's not a beach.
I'll give it time. Everywhere's a beach eventually.
Okay.
Just
I'm
thinking
down.
back to
How about
13
10 feet
and
directly behind
Yaz.
Look at my right foot. E for Villain Guard. Biggest weapons manufacturer in recorded history, supplied
Oy.
all sides in all conflicts for the past 2 centuries in this sector.
And
Had to
shit
deactivate
like
one of these
this,
ones at a
yeah.
lesbian gymkhana.
Skyrockets go...
Underwater for a
the
bet
sales
that there
go
was a mine.
skyrocketing.
If my weight, I need to counterbalance. I need to increase the weight on the mine at the exact moment I decrease it.
Which is a lot. Yeah, it's
gonna
gonna be
a
tricky.
moment, yeah?
You're asking a lot for something that is very, very sensitive.
Found something.
A weird thing.
It's a heavy.
Oh
weird
my
thing.
god!
Bring it. It's okay, get back.
Is that like a memorial, like, scroll thing? What the hell?
It's vacuum drones, that's all. Hoovering up the smoke so that nobody can choke to death before they are safely shot.
Oh.
Oh, that's nice, I
Oh,
guess.
that's...
Being, I don't know, smelted?
Seriously?
What?
I heard a scream, I guess it was that.
He was being smelted.
It's a good word, smelted, isn't it?
Not at the
I've never
moment.
used the word
No,
smelted
no.
before. It's never come up. New planet, new...
Oh, Doctor.
Good then.
Ruby
If it does
Sunday.
work, I'm gonna be very cross at you for a very, very long time.
Not that long, babes. You're standing on a landmine.
I love them. I love them.
Sky, that's the last line on the word sky.
I love that song. It's about Bonnie Prince Charlie.
I know, it's
Sky?
sweet, let's go.
Sweet.
Sky? Like Trickster
And
Sky?
it's sad. It's about soldiers fighting, but it's sad like a lullaby, and it's right. It's
Guard, automated ambulance unit. My recovery was estimated as beyond acceptable parameters for a conflict as budgeted.
Sorry, killed by an ambulance.
Life is cheap.
Don't you see the irony?
Patients are expensive.
Yeah.
The Valengard algorithm.
That's messed up.
Valengard battle pro.
If I'm causing distress,
Please, no!
perhaps I should come back later. Kiss, kiss.
Oh, so close to the
What are you
ball.
standing on?
Jeez.
Civilians.
Anglican what?
Great name, Monday Flynn. You should marry Ruby. Then you'll be Monday Sunday. Go on, get married. I'd laugh every day.
What's an Anglican?
Monday, Sunday.
Since when was
Monday,
the church and
what?
army?
Since most of you are
Or the fog.
what, sentient mud.
Sir, I do not have
Seriously?
time for this.
Do you know how ridiculous you sound? I've
Wow.
met sentient mud, lovely girls. I mean, grumpy. Yeah, but you try lying. I'm a much bigger bang than you bargained for. I'm a lot more explosive than I look, and honey, I know how I look. Put a quantum chain reaction through me and I will shatter this silly little battlefield of yours into dust.
Ooh, he's saying this to the companion.
You could blow up half of this planet.
Uh-huh.
Combat detected. Combat detected.
Oh my god.
Combat detected.
The algorithm won't let me. What is that thing?
Combat detected.
Is it a robot doctor? What is that?
It's an ambulance. Combat
It's
detected.
a what?
Can we not just smash it?
Stop
Kick it!
Patient.
Me. It needs to detect an injury or it won't triage. Shoot me now.
I can't,
It's fine.
I can't.
I put it on setting 1. Just do my arm or something.
There's a there's
Come on, you
a
can do it.
funny
Shoot me,
level of
little bitch. Do my
aptness,
arm.
isn't there, with Ruby shooting
Left
the
one, please.
companion for season for the next season. Oh my god! Oh my god!
Next of kin. Next of kin.
God. The snow again! Oh my god, this is
It doesn't snow here. It never snows.
no memory though.
No, it's Ruby.
It,
This has happened before.
Next of
Just please tell me who it is.
It's good, it's good, it's good. The snow is good. While there's snow, there's hope.
he wasn't gonna say hope. Like when there's tears, there's hope.
It stopped. How can it do that? How can it just stop?
Vital
'Cause-
signs failing. Mortality estimate 430.
Oh my god, this is tough. I can't do this. What the hell?
Non-ordained.
Really big hole in everything. You could wipe out every Anglican here. Please. What do we do?
That's it. They're stuck because they don't want him to just go boom.
We're doing everything we can.
Reconfiguring.
We advertised our presence. It's standard procedure.
Do you hear that, Ruby? They advertise their presence. And you know what that does?
Money.
That activates the Valengard algorithm, the acceptable casualty rate algorithm.
These bastards
Keeps you dying, keeps
orchestrated
you
the
buying.
war themselves.
Do you get it? Armies would notice that they were fighting smoke and shadows, but not this lot, Ruby. You know why? Because they have faith.
Shut up!
Faith. The magic
Easy
word
to,
that keeps you never
you
having
know,
to think for yourself.
Keep ties to religion or religious
Just
beliefs.
surrender, Monday. Just stop me, and I am connected to you. Shut up and Google.
That is my digital protocol, sir.
Go on, go
Listen
on,
to me.
Doctor.
However little is left of you, you are still a father.
You,
Dad to dad. You never let them down, right?
yeah. Ooh,
Does that mean you like me?
boom. Oh, great.
What is it? What is happening?
Kanto, talk to me. Are you
Oh,
alright?
don't tell me Kanto's done.
I'm fine. How are you?
Oh, no.
Nothing to do with you. It was the algorithm breach. The Valengard algorithm is protecting itself.
Yeah,
The
Susan
ambulance
Twist.
killed him.
Thoughts and prayers. Thoughts and prayers.
Oh, no.
Thoughts and prayers.
You said Daddy in there. He's fighting back. Look.
Has been identified as a hostile data virus and permanently
That's it.
deleted.
Oh.
Thoughts and prayers.
Oh my god, Susan Twist is really...
This landmine will induce
Oh,
fail
no.
safe. 1. Kiss. Kiss.
Antelope, dad to dad, dust to dust.
The virus
dust
worked.
to
Kiss, kiss.
Oh man.
Kiss. 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 Kiss.
Hey!
I
love this music
around
as
missing
well.
all the good stuff. A war just got switched off and very possibly sent to bed without his supper.
I don't. What?
They ended this
Well,
manufactured
it's kind of hard
war.
to sum up. I think if I had a diary, it would be a little bit too exciting for words. I think I could write it with drums. Can you write a diary in drums? I bet I could.
Ask the master.
Silly. He's not gone. He's just dead. He's not gone.
That
way of looking
is
at
right.
it.
That is exactly right. I will be popping in every now and then. Fish fingers and custard is my favorite. Okay, come on.
Hey!
Yes, sorry. I'll rush off like this. What?
Fish fingers and custard reference. Love it. You gotta love it.
I know he's not gone, and that's sweet and everything. It's just he is. He's really, actually, he's dead.
It's there in a tube. It's still
We're all dead
macabre.
eventually. It's hardly any time that we're not dead.
Kind of like a force ghost as well. Like, with, I guess those that are dead, AI. Yeah. More snowdrops. More snow. Oh. Gotten very interesting, especially with the whole, like, when Ruby got, yeah, done it, and then, of course, you had those scatters crop up, and, you know, next to kin, all that jazz. And the fact that it just froze as well, the snow, so. Yeah, Verada appearing in this. Now that's interesting, because I'm wondering if this is another Freema situation, because of course Freema appeared in series 2 of Doctor Who before she played Martha, but she wasn't like a variant of Martha or anything. It was just a quick throwaway. Oh, I was she was my cousin, but it could be a Clara situation as well. Where it is a variant of herself, of course, split, like with Oswin, like with Victoria and Clara. So I'm wondering if what situation this is, because I find it very, very interesting that she showed up. I was like, is that who I think? And it was. So. And then, of course, more of the Susan twist, of course, because we have been noticing her pop up as of these last bunch of episodes, especially when it came to the last episode. The last episode, she was there. And in episode 1 as well. Yeah. And obviously, she's a very prominent character, so there's always a twist. But, that was pretty great. It was dark, definitely dark. Like there is a lot of like references, like especially when you've got the ambulance thing going, thoughts and prayers and all of that. There is like a kind of, I feel like there's a bit of meta commentary there, especially when you consider like, you don't want to, go dark here, but of course you've got the shootings in America and you've got all of these, politicians going thoughts and prayers, and a lot of people will just accuse them of being empty words, which you can't really blame them for because of the fact that, well, nothing's being done about it. So, as well as the fact that they just marketed, like, that this, I kind of had a feeling it was going to lead there, especially if the Castarians were not like no one was able to see the Castarians. So yeah, it was going to go in a direction where it was all just yeah, advertised, because money talks, right? Cash is king. So superb stuff. Well, it's like he never left, right? It's like Stephen has never left, and I've been one of those people that I feel like his tenure when he was full-time showrunner was probably a golden era for Doctor Who, because I really loved Series 9, I loved Series 5. Of course, he's not perfect and all of that, but he is a fantastic writer, is Stephen Moffat, when it comes to Doctor Who, even when it comes to one-off episodes. Because a lot of people looked at his stuff from the first era and the first RTD era, and they were like, "Oh God, he would be amazing as showrunner." And then he became showrunner in Series 5, because the Series 1 2-parter with the Gas Mask Children, they were great. Blink, of course, is a very, very brilliant example of a well done Doctor Who episode, the library episode, and he comes back for this one-off episode. I know he's doing one at Christmas as well, so I'm excited for that. But he comes back for this one-off episode, and it's just incredible. It is just really, really well done. He does a good like the political message that he states in this episode is well done. It's not tacky or anything like that. Like I said, when it comes to the whole thoughts and prayers thing, especially when it comes to how you've got this machine, like they've determined that these soldiers' lives are not worth saving and all of that, and the way that they just deal with these soldiers, like that guy who was blind in the first minutes. It was just really, really morbid to see how things were handled, not just in terms of like determining, okay, well, his life isn't worth saving, but the way that he was, I guess, smelted, and then of course the whole thoughts and prayers thing. That was from the very first instant, like giving my like, especially with the way that they dealt with that guy who was completely blind and all of that, and they just said, yeah, your life is not worth saving. I just thought with the whole thoughts and prayers message, as well as using Susan Twist as well to be a part of things, the whole message was just reeking of how politicians will use this as a plaster, really, to kind of get them, acknowledging a certain event, like when it comes to politicians in America, and there's shootings going on weekly there. And they'll just use thoughts and prayers when they're doing nothing about it. It's just a statement for them to acknowledge, and that's it. Though that's a situation here when it comes to, you've got this you've got this ambulance, and you got Susan Twist going thoughts and prayers and all of that. So yeah, but as well as the fact that it all results into, the whole idea of, because I was sure that the name Villain Guard has been used before in Doctor Who, so it's a continuity. But the whole idea about this war, this never-ending war, based on the fact that you have these soldiers who assume they are fighting the Kastarians, but they're not here. But there's no proof of that. There's no proof of that. You've got this company that is just continuing this war because it's so profitable. It's just macabre, isn't it? I mean, there's a lot of macabre things about this episode, really. But Moffat makes it work so well, and yeah. The idea that you have this like never-ending war, and you have this company just profiting of it is just right. So, and you've got these, it's going to be very beneficial for them when you've got these soldiers who act on their faith, so they can't really question any orders, really, right? So it's just really, really insane. But yeah, I just really, I mean, the whole idea of the Doctor just not being able to move and all of that is just a very fascinating subject. Because when it comes to, these ideas that Moffat usually brings, like don't blink, don't breathe, now in this situation you've got don't move, because one wrong move, boom. And it's worse when it comes, because you've got these soldiers who are completely human, but you've got the Doctor who isn't. And he's even said that, he could take out all life really here. So it's not just high stakes for the Doctor, and I guess Ruby really. But it's for everyone else. Everyone else is pretty much a casualty, really. Even those who are not like within 10 feet of the Doctor, because of the fact that he's not human, really. So yeah, but I've also got to commend Moffat for being able to have this talent where he can reuse ideas but still make them fresh, in a sense. Because, I mean, this episode was giving me library vibes, just based on, like, you've got the little girl there who, I do have my critiques about her, but I'll get up to that in a little bit. You've got this, like, idea that I guess the companion's life is at stake, because you had Donna who was on the node. Donna Noble has been saved and all of that. And there's the whole afterlife situation that I think Moffat just really, really loves in general. But you've got what happened to River, of course, with and everyone else, about how their lives have been saved and all of that. So yeah, so I do feel like there is quite a I don't know, there is quite a similarity to the library episode, especially when you've got like the idea of dealing with human remains in like, you've got these human remains compressed in an urn, which in itself is just a very, very dark subject, because that's it though. Like, I was just sitting there thinking, well, it's no different from the human aspect, except it's more stood out, I guess. You get to, whereas, of course, when it comes to a person being cremated and all of that, their remains are still in there. It's just they've been cremated. This isn't the case. It's just like they've been squished and all of that. And all that, yeah. There's a lot more of a, I don't know, for some reason there is a lot more of a disturbing aspect with what Moffat has done. But again, with the face nodes in the library, you've got like parts donated, really. So yeah. So there was quite a few, like I said, when it comes to Moffat being able to do this episode, I feel like, whereas he's able to revisit ideas, he's able to also span them into a fresh narrative, like especially with the idea that the Doctor is on this landmine, and we're in the middle of this war that is basically profiting off these soldiers fighting nothing really, and they can determine whose lives are worth saving and all. He's able to do really, really amazingly in being able to conjure some very interesting ideas, even if ideas are similar to stuff that he's written in the past. He's able to make it completely fresh and all of that. So yeah. But yeah, I mean, I really, really thought that the whole situation with the Doctor and Ruby was amazing. I did feel like Splice was a bit old, like with the way that, I mean, it could be because of the whole Faith situation that she would have adopted, like with everyone else, every of the other soldiers and all of that. It could be the Faith that made her act like that. But I did feel like there was a lot more, I don't know, because what was she, like 10, 11, 12, whatever? And I did feel like the way that she was written was like as if she was 7 or around then. I don't know. There was just something that was a little bit off about that, but I think that was really my only... Well, I say that's my only critique of the episode. There was also the mention about this being Ruby's first planet. Now, last week's episode, there was the indication that there was a bit of a 6-month gap. Though I can't fault the line that the Doctor used in regards to this being Ruby's first planet as a detriment to Moffat, because there's been a lot of speculation, especially with how Eurovision was on last week and what, you know, the Devil's Cord was about. There's been a lot of speculation about the fact that that the Devil's Cord was meant to be later this series. So, and you know, you had that mention about there being a 6-month gap. And now you've got this episode where it's Ruby's first planet, which is very hard to believe, of course, about the fact that this is Ruby's first planet in a 6-month gap. So, yeah. So, like I said, I feel like, and I do agree with a lot of people that the Devil's Cord was meant to be later in the season. So, especially with how things felt a bit out of place in regards to how Space Babies ended, and then yeah, so but yeah, like I said, the whole fact that this is Ruby's first planet is not a detriment to Moffat or whatever. I feel like if anything, it just gives more it gives more of more evidence that the Devil's Cord was meant to be later. So yeah. So yeah, but I really loved Ncuti and Millie in this episode. They did incredibly, especially the crisis that Ncuti was under when, of course, he was dealing with the whole mine situation. It was, and then of course when everything just kicked off with Ruby getting shot. And he was unable to do anything. He was unable to, you know, reach over her because obviously, yeah, him standing on the mic, he was just completely helpless. So it was just really, really amazing to see how the emotions, you know, would just flow from. Like, Ncuti's just amazing at this. Like, he's always been amazing, but he is just absolutely killing it as the Doctor. He is just absolutely amazing. I mean, throughout the, I guess, handful of episodes he's already been in terms of Doctor Who, he's just delivered constantly. And you've got someone who has a really, really great way of writing Doctors. I mean, Russell does, but I feel like with Moffat, he was able to make me love Matt Smith instantly, as well as Matt Smith's, you know, acting and all of that. But the way that Ncuti acts as well, you know, gave me, like, from the first instance of the giggle, I was already convinced that this guy, I'm going to be absolutely, I mean, he's only appeared for like, what, 10, 15 minutes, but I'm already not wanting him to go. So, yeah. And then it's a bit like deja vu when it comes to, you know, you got Moffat, you've got a really, really fantastic actor in Ncuti Gatwa, and yeah, it was just a recipe for success at the end of the day. So especially in this kind of helpless scenario where the Doctor is quite limited in terms of what he can do. So of course the whole panic that he had when it came to his own crisis was just well done. But yeah, the way that he was able to, he was just really, really incredible this episode. I just really loved him. So yeah, and Ruby again, she is just incredible in terms of how fearless she can be, and how driven her character is when it comes to not being intimidated by the stakes that are there. Like, you go to Space Baby, she was absolutely incredible there in terms of that determination she had when the Doctor was on her mind and all of that, and she was going to hand him the urn. I just, you had the Doctor just... he was trying his damn best to make sure that she would listen to him, right? But Ruby was not having any of it. Ruby's just really, really incredible. So I am really loving her character, as well as, of course, the mystique that is there. So especially when the Susan Ambulance, that's what I'm calling her, because that's the latest incarnation of Susan Twist, but especially when the ambulance was trying to determine her next of kin, and there was a bit of ambiguity, and of course, it really, really does play on to the whole mystique of Ruby when it comes to, who her mother is, so, yeah, but, yeah, and there was, of course, the whole Snow situation, and it was just very, very interesting to see how that all came about when it comes to Ruby, and, further mystique there. Ooh. But, yeah, I've seen a lot of theories when it comes to Ruby, and I'm just very intrigued to see where they go with this story, because it's just going to be very, very it's just very, very amazing stuff, isn't it, when it comes to guessing who Ruby is. So or not just who she is, because of course you can throw in the Trickster being involved. I know there's a lot of theories going around that, and I do hope, there's a part of me that does hope that the Trickster is definitely involved, because even though that he is a Sarah Jane Adventures villain, he obviously had a bit of a presence in Doctor Who with Turn Left, of course, with the Trickster's brigade. So yeah, but he's just a really, really powerful character, and the Doctor has had interactions with the Trickster before, so it's not exactly unprecedented grounds for the Doctor to confront the Trickster. But there's also a hope that, the one who waits as well relates to Omega, so, yeah. But in terms of who Ruby's mother is as well, yeah, it's going to be very interesting. To discover. But yeah, there was also one final bit that I did want to talk about, because I do love how my mind works, because I was just thinking about a Sarah Jane quote when the Doctor mentioned about how death defines us and all of that, and I'm just thinking about when Sarah Jane said in School Reunion about how, with the universe moving forward, pain and loss, it defines us, really. So, obviously, who the Doctor was referring to in regards to the quote he said at the end wasn't Sarah Jane related, but when he just mentioned about how death is what defines us, you just circle back to what Sarah Jane also said as well. So, I don't know if that was a deliberate reference, but it's just something that I was thinking about how, Sarah Jane once said this once upon a time in School Reunion. So, yeah. But, yeah, fantastic stuff. Moffat killed it again. When Russell does step down, how much convincing does Moffat need to come back? Miss Moffat's writing, though, he's just been incredible, and, yeah, it was just another treat. So I'm excited to see what he does for Christmas. But it was just really, really amazing. There's Verada as well, who played Mundy as well. I forgot to make a mention about this, even though that I did mention it. Now I'm very curious about what that entails. Is this, like I said, is it another Martha situation, or is it another Clara situation? because that's the two ways it could go about. It could just be a complete coincidence that she was casted, and then, oh, we want to call you up again to be the companion for Series 15. But this could also be some kind of long-term planning. And Mundi is, which sounds close to Monday, so it could be all long-term planning. And the Doctor even made a joke about Ruby and Mundi being married and all of that. So long-term plan. I'm suspecting it is long-term planning, but it could be a case where she is a variant of the character that Verada's going to be playing in Series 15, because she's not. I think there's been rumors that she's going to be called Belinda, but again, it's very interesting how she was in this episode, and then obviously she's going to be the main companion for the next series. So yeah, but yeah, awesome episode, loved it. Great stuff. So I will see you guys next time. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. You can check my videos on the right if you want to check out more of my content. You can also subscribe to my media feeds and channel if you want to. Hope you guys enjoyed this reaction. Hope you guys take care, and I will see you guys next time.